Hello, gorgeous boy. What have you done?
At Scott's Isleworth practice in the UK, worried owner David has rushed in with 6-month-old Colin after the kitten suffered a mysterious accident.
Look at you, you silly boy.
He's been going outside for 3 weeks. When I got home this morning, I basically found him in my bedroom cupboard, cowering in the corner. He's clearly in pain. It's a horrible thing to see. You know, he's got so much love in him. He's like part of my family.
X-rays show all too clearly just how much damage the tiny kitten has done.
You can clearly see that the head's not attached to the femur anymore.
Wow. He's done a real job on himself, hasn't he? Ouch.
Poor little Colin has suffered a major fall and he has quite a significant fracture. It's basically present in the femoral neck, which attaches the ball of the ball and socket joint, which is the hip joint, to the hip bone, which is the femur.
Well, let's just see what we've got here. So that's the leg you don't want to put down, isn't it, mate? Yeah, so very, very tender. Really doesn't want that to be extended, does he? Oh, buddy. Poor thing. We've got one good leg and we can fix this one.
Cats are so tough, they're so resilient, and they'll put up with a lot of discomfort, but it's very clear that this poor little kitten is suffering and the injury is severe.
So he's really young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 6 months old.
Should we
Yep.
give him an anaesthetic and get him on his way?
Scott is going to have to perform urgent surgery on the tiny kitten to try to give him a fighting chance of regaining use of his shattered hip.
The procedure that we're going to be performing on Colin today is called a femoral head and neck ostectomy. We're basically going to be removing the ball of the ball and socket joint, so his hip will then be free floating. It is a major surgery.
Just a scalpel blade, please. What's quite scary is behind the hip joint is some really big blood vessels and some very important nerves. And if you happen to go through and cut them, then there's a chance that Colin will be paralysed and also could bleed out. So, yeah, there's some concerning bits of structure that I need to avoid. Oh, buddy. Poor thing.
It's delicate surgery on such a tiny cat.
That's the fracture site there, and then we've got the head. The added difficulty is that the femoral head is attached to the pelvis with the round ligament. So it's almost like if you're bobbing for apples, but the apple is tied to the bottom of the barrel. Still holding on by a little thread. There we go. So there you have it. But that's the tricky bit, you see, because that's blind, so you have to get behind it to cut it.
It's a relief that the first part of the surgery has gone well, but now Scott has to work on the end of the femur that the ball was connected to.
So this bit here is where the fracture was. So what I'm trying to do is now I've taken the ball away, then this bit I just want to smooth off, just so it's nice and smooth. It doesn't touch Colin's pelvis and he's a very comfortable boy. You know, this poor boy's been through enough. The last thing he needs after this surgery is to be uncomfortable still. So, just got to get it right for him, because this is the rest of his life, you know.
Colin will have what's called a free-floating hip, where his leg is no longer attached to his pelvis.
I can imagine that people think that this type of surgery would leave the leg all loose and dangling, but animals are such incredible creatures, and what happens is that the muscles will take over the support of the joint. And a young nimble cat like Colin, well look, he will soon be walking again just fine.
Okay, it's done. Right, let's wake little Colin up, shall we?
While Colin slowly comes out of the anaesthetic, Scott checks X-rays on his handiwork.
It looks pretty good. This is a normal hip joint, so a ball and socket joint. And so it rolls in there, and then you've got all the musculature that moves it around. In this case, we no longer have a joint, but the muscles are still all attached to all the same places, so they'll still move the leg in the same way. So therefore, he can run around perfectly fine. sweet boy. Hey David, how you doing?
Hi Scott, you okay?
Yes, very well.
In Isleworth, it's been an anxious wait for worried owner Dave, while Scott performed major surgery on his precious 6-month-old kitten.
From a completely healthy cat to having a major orthopaedic surgery, it's a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
But you know what? We've sorted it. So come on in. Here's your guy. Look, he's here. You okay? Oh, he loves you. You can tell.
He's so cute. You know, everything's on his terms. When he wants love, he just basically jumps all over me. When he doesn't, he does his own thing. But I can't really imagine not having him now. He's a really sweet boy.
My hope for Colin is that he will respond really well to this surgery. He'll have to begin to use that leg, but he'll learn to use it in a really different way. But he is a young cat, so hopefully he'll just bounce back and soon be bounding around the streets of Isleworth again once more.
If you guys loved that video, great. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel below. That way.